On the first page of the 4th issue of the SvC Chaos comic, we see Genjuro and Iori. At the top of, then it moves over to the top of a pagoda. We see some, I don't even know what these are, blossoms. Genjuro's waxing or waning. And he's on top of a, what looks like, I couldn't even describe these, the cliff, stalagmites, I guess you want to call them. It's very similar to Castlevania here, where he's looking over the countryside, the valley, the pagoda. He seems to be doing some sort of ceremony, cleaning his sword, and then it almost appears that he's trying to cut himself. He does cut himself. He's not committing suicide so much as it's a ceremony type deal, drawing blood. Here we have Iori. The scene switches to Iori, bloody from the last episode. Vega's jumping down from his shuttle, screaming, looks angry, clenching his fists. There's some kind of tanks with a doctor. I guess he captured Iori and is using him as some form of doll like Cammy. That's the Secret P project in the form of Mr. Iori Yagami. Vega's floating over his Thailand palace, from the movie, might I add, from the Street Fighter II movie. Then he's poetically looking at Iori's visage. I guess he has big plans for him. He goes to grab him. I don't know what's quite going on here. Is he in the tank or isn't he in the tank? Then he disappears. He escapes Vega's grasp. Vega's clenching his fist. He's pissed off. And somehow it ends up back in the street. Nothing really makes sense in this comic book as far as the story is concerned. I'm starting to understand. His fist is glowing. This is a great picture right here. The Psycho Glow. And he's back in the street telling Chun-Li to go screw, or laughing at him. Laughing at her. Jumps in his shuttle. Takes off. Chun-Li's pissed off. Vega goes into the abyss with his shuttle, I guess. And then we see a fireball approaching the pagoda. I guess one of the magical unicorn boys have whisked Iori away for another battle, for another encounter. He crash lands. And he's at the base of the stairs of what seems to be a tribute to one of the Samurai Showdown levels. Iori's laughing hysterically. Ha 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 ha. And it flashes to Dimitri for some reason, thinking about Takuma and Akuma. Then it moves over to Iori standing on top of the Statue of Liberty. This episode, this issue really doesn't make as much sense as the last ones, the last few. Then we have a scene here similar to Samurai Showdown, where Genjuro is sitting under a tree. He pulls out his sword, and Iori gets shocked, but realizes it's just a kitten. Petting the cat. Genjuro makes his approach to the pagoda, to the stairs. Iori's there. Cat runs away. There's this tension in the air, and then Genjuro can be seen at the top of the stairs. This scene right here is bomb. This is what it's all about. Looks very sinister, like his ceremony has paid off. They're standing in a very duel-esque or cowboy fashion towards each other, waiting for one person to make the move. Genjuro makes the first move, takes a swipe, cuts Iori's chest. Iori's gathering his energy. Iori's doing his dragon punch here in the bottom right panel. Genjuro's blocking it. This is a great fight. These two are definitely on par with each other, because Genjuro is to what Samurai Showdown, what Iori is to King of Fighters, as far as being the nemesis to the main character and hating the hero. He's licking his blade. Iori throws his fire on the ground. In response, Genjuro whips his cards. There's a clash of energy. He's laughing. Then Iori's making a move for Genjuro with his energy fist. And there's some massive swipe. He cuts. It looks like he's cutting off. Genjuro's doing his super or his ultra, whatever you want to call it. And he's cutting off Iori's arm. Iori loses his arm, but still has his left hand, which he's trying to gather energy on. This looks like his fallen hand, and it looks like here Iori's doing his ultra, where he makes the tower of energy. Iori's doing his super, what have you, where he you know, he grabs the guy and creates that big spire of energy. And then Genjuro seems to be handling it no problem. There seems to be burnt footprints in the ground. Iori's he looks awakened. The Orochi looks awakened. Genjuro's shocked. It's very DBZ, where like one guy thinks he's winning and he's laughing, and then all of a sudden the other guy gets up and it's not even close to being over. Then Genjuro fights off the energy with his own energy. Genjuro seems to be the winner in this fight. I mean, he's cut the crap out of Iori. He's repeatedly slashing at him, then he sticks the sword right into him, but it's not coming out his back. Then we move over to the plains, very similar to Super Street Fighter 4. The Eclipse level, but it just appears to be the Serengeti. Kyo's walking around, and then Vega descends, giving him the stare, the 10-mile stare, 10-yard stare, and then he just gets right near him. I don't really like this picture. I don't feel Vega's been conveyed properly. He's sort of like the Alpha Vega, where he's all fat. I prefer the CVS SvC type of Vega, where he's like smaller, almost he's more Asian and more just sinister, like quiet. He doesn't smile as much. I feel that the scale of these two characters is off. And that concludes issue 4.